Tall Blacks are on the road to the World Championships in Indianapolis. They invited Hungary to give them a workout, and they have. The 4 tests have helped the New Zealanders, and the benefits are obvious. Tonight in Christchurch, it's a farewell performance from Tab Baldwin's Tall Blacks. Welcome to the Westpac Trust Stadium in Christchurch, where the fans are almost ready to cheer the Tall Blacks on their way to Indianapolis. And it's also a farewell to Hungary, a team which has come here and done exactly what Tab Baldwin wanted. They've worked the Tall Blacks over well and truly, so it's been of great benefit to have Hungary here for the 5-test series. A series which is already won, but a loss tonight would be a major setback for the Tall Blacks in their build-up to Indianapolis. So we know what they want. They want a comprehensive victory. They've played 4 tests already. The first test, the Tall Blacks were down by 12 in the final quarter, but they won it by 3. Then in the next test, it was Hungary, quite convincing in Palmerston North. New Plymouth gave it to the Tall Blacks 2-1, and then in Nelson on Wednesday night, it was the Tall Blacks winning the series 96-86, the 4th test score. So, with the series already won, I just wonder, Chris Tupu, former Tall Black, what's at stake here tonight then?
Well, the Tall Blacks definitely don't want to finish on a losing note. They've had a good series so far. They want to finish 4-1. There are some naturalised players that have to be chosen, or one, in fact. We've seen Ed Book impress in the last 2 games. Tonight we'll get a chance to see the ageless Willie Burton and hometown boy Terence Lewis get a chance to impress.
Also, I think New Zealanders are quite interested in Kirk Penny. How's he impressed you, his development since he's been in Wisconsin?
He's been outstanding. He's really improved. He's bulked up a little bit. And I think he could be the 2nd NBA player from New Zealand. And on that note, the World Championships, it's going to be a huge stage for a number of NBA scouts and European scouts to look at some of these players, not only Kirk Penny, but some of the other New Zealand players.
Do you think New Zealanders are absolutely aware of the achievement of this Tall Blacks team in getting to the World Championship finals?
I don't think they are. It's a huge stage that they're going to be playing on, and really the pinnacle of world basketball. We have to look back to 1982, I think, to see a team that did a similar feat in qualifying for the World Cup of Soccer, the All Whites, sorry. So the Tall Blacks, you know, it's something you dream about as a basketball player.
That's a very good comparison. Thanks very much. Chris Tupu there, who'll be joining Bob Montai in the One Sport commentary team. Now here's Bob with tonight's teams.
Well, for the Tall Blacks, this is really the selection night. So there you have the starting lineup. You pick the player that you want to follow. Sparky Dickel, watch Kirk Penny shooting, Rob Hickey, big tall Rob, or even Farrell Cameron. The real story is going to be on the bench tonight. We've got Willie Burton and Terence Lewis in there trying to get into that naturalized spot. One place.
I think tonight we're going to look upon it as just one test match and try and put on a good performance for the Canterbury crowd here. I mean, they've all come out to watch us, so we owe that to them. And we're fortunate to have a high-caliber international team here tonight, so we really must make the most of it. And you don't want to lose your last one, because you know what that's like. That's the sour feeling you end up having, so we've got to make sure that we can't go off on a sweet note.
There are no surprises for Hungary tonight. What else can they do? They're starting with their usual 5. And watch the 2 guards, Fodor and Simone. They're very good scorers. And in the middle there, the big forward, David, who has NBA experience. And on the bench, there's probably 2 players who can contribute off the bench, Gemez and Common.
Try to finish strong. You know, the last game was a little bit crazy, both sides, but this right now, as a result, is not really good for us, but we'll try to do a little bit better.
So the Hungarians are looking to salvage something from this Burger King series. The Tall Blacks don't intend to let them. The Tall Black haka is followed by commentary from One Sport's Chris Tupu and Bob Montai.
Tomate, tomate, con!
fails to thrill and excite me. Chris Tupu, the Haka.
I'm ready to play, Bob.
Zippo. Referees, John Butler, Stan Baddock, and we'll check the third. But we're ready here. The beautiful palatial confines of the Westpac Trust Center in Christchurch. The finale test, the 5th in a series against Hungary. Now the Tall Blacks will really want to stamp their mark on this game. They want to send this team home, back to Europe, with the message that the Tall Blacks are for real. And if ever you come south to play Australia, as many of them do, you better hop across a ditch and play a few against the Tall Blacks, because you're not going to walk away easy winners. Not any longer, Chris Tupu.
No, that's right.
Here we go, the tap-off in the 5th and final test. Rob Hickey going against Martin Bader. What can the Hungarians throw at the Tall Blacks tonight? They've tried everything, even a bit of rough stuff in the 4th test, and that didn't work. Cornell David's got ice for hands. He couldn't hang on to the ball. Goes over to the Tall Blacks, who might just draw first blood. Kirk Penny kicks it out to Pero Cameron. We've got about 4,500 fans here.
Sitku nails a 3 there to get the Hungarians underway.
Probably the largest crowd I've ever seen in the Westpac Trust Center for a basketball game, and it's an absolute feast here tonight. Had a warm-up game between the Rams and the Otago Nuggets. The Rams ran out winners there, and now for the main event, Rob Hickey puts down 2.
Yeah, Bob, I'd say there's over 4,000 here. Be interesting to see what the final crowd figures are for tonight's game.
Well, it must be about that. Looking down from high up in the ceiling here at what a beautiful sight it is. Martin Bader goes underneath and gives it to Erno Zitku, who makes a nice little reverse layup.
Yeah, good handoff there from Bader. He had a great game in the last one. We saw him end up with top score for the Hungarians, so he's a player to watch out for.
When these two teams first met a week and a half ago,
Nice move there by Rob.
they were virtual unknowns to one another, but by now, after playing 4 tough tests in less than 9 days, they know each other only too well, I think. The left-handed guard misses his first shot. That's Simone. Penny straight to the bank.
What a sweet shot he's got. Kurt Penny looking to be aggressive here in the early stages of this test match.
Tall Blacks into a quick 7-5 lead. 2 minutes gone. Zitku from the 3-point line.
He answers the question there. Nails his second shot.
Well, for those of you who haven't seen any games previous to this one, and I doubt there are many, that's a feature of the Hungarian game. In fact, it's a feature of European basketball. All their big men can step out and shoot the 3 very well. Martin Bader protects the ball well and gets the 2 points on the fast break. Big Pero Cameron draws his first foul.
Let's go, Black. Let's go.
Mark Dickel there just trying to get back. I think they caught him across the arm there.
Sparky just trying to put the big player off. Failed to do it. Hungary now have the lead. 10-7 by 3. Both teams just feeling each other out here. Now, Dickel takes it to the hoop. A nice give and go. Beautiful basketball.
Great basketball. Fundamental give and go there. Player gives it up a lot like the 1-2 in soccer.
10-9, Tall Blacks down by 1. Tab Baldwin would be looking for the Tall Blacks to polish both their offense and defensive assignments. He doesn't want any kind of a let-up tonight. Dickel scoops the ball ahead to Penny. He's got it, a big jam.
Slammer-jammer from Penny. Call went up around the stadium for defense. They certainly got it.
Defensive turnover leads to a quick 2 points, and at the other end, Cornell David puts it down.
Number 9, former NBA player, Cornell David.
Yes, off your last, Dylan.
Dylan Boucher, what a good series he's had, and we've just had more or less an official figure, 4,300 fans, and it is, Chris, the biggest crowd ever for basketball in Christchurch.
It feels like the biggest crowd too, Bob. They're noisy. They're going to get right behind this team. Balazs Shimon drops his first 2 of the game. It's a good matchup to watch out there.
That's right. One of the features of the team, the 2 good guards. Pero Cameron muscling his way to the hoop. He doesn't mind they didn't get a shot up because he drew a foul. It's great to see Cameron playing. Now watch this. He goes to his right. Notice his right hand there pushing Erno Zitku off, but Zitku's called for the foul, and Pero gets the 2 free throws. Just what the doctor ordered for the big man. He's getting more court time, trying to play himself into shape before they head for Europe. He's got to be one of the key players, definitely the key player in the Tall Black side, Chris Tupu.
International class. He does what's needed as he nails the second one there.
Well, here we go. Defensive pressure coming for the Tall Blacks early on here. Cornell David kicks it out into the corner, and Zitku makes no doubt about it.
Zitku started out hot here. He's hit his first 3 jumpers. As Pero puts up a 3, he gets it. Tall Blacks down by 2. Subs coming in here. Damon Rampton gets set to check into the game.
Let's go. Come on, Damon.
Now this is encouraging as well. Damon Rampton missed the game in Nelson. He had a little muscle problem in his back, but obviously that's been taken care of with a couple of days rest, so he's into the game. It's great to see him back on the court. Phil Jones, the high-scoring New Zealand guard, will not be playing tonight. We understand he's carrying a bit of an injury. We think it's a bit of a back strain. But New Zealand, remember, has a battalion of good guards now. Shooters, ball carriers, shouldn't be any problem for them. Simone had to put up a long heave, basically, just a hope shot, but he wanted to get it off before the buzzer went off. Phil Jones will watch the game with interest. In a fairly relaxed state, I'd say.
He's had a good, solid series so far, Phil Jones. Made excellent contributions.
He always does, Chris. He may be a streak shooter. He blows a little bit hot and cold, but he produces.
Penny with a nice move down there in the low post. The Hungarians come away with it. Fodar drops for 2.
Well, that's just a classy fast break play. The Hungarians score 2 to go into a 4-point lead, 19-15. We got 4:58 left in the first period. A chess match here between these 2 adversaries developing. Dickel passes up the free throw. Man, I would have put that up. Chris, how about you? Here we go, another fast break. Simone pulls up. They're going to set something up from outside.
Hold him back, Dylan.
Boucher reaching up, and Cornell David ends up on the court. He's got to be a tired man. He's played so hard in the 4 games. Look at the defense. After 4 tests, these teams are still going at it hammer and tongs.
Boucher there just getting caught with his right arm around David's shoulder. Gets called for his first personal foul. Boucher, what a workhorse he's been throughout this series, Bob.
Oh, indeed. I've never seen him give less than 110%. Terrence Lewis in the game for the Tall Blacks. Chris mentioned before the game that there are 4 naturalized players playing for 1 spot in the Tall Blacks. Here's one of them, Terrence Lewis, playing for the Rams this year, so it's his home court. Lewis knocked to the floor. He was fouled.
Terrence, a real offensive threat as he makes a little move there and gets fouled. I think they called the foul on Erno Zitku.
Here we go.
Good aggressive play from Lewis.
Lewis just made the mistake of wandering down the wrong street there. Ran into 2 of the Hungarian players. 19-15. Hungary by 4.
Cut it out, okay? Yeah, what's that?
And this is a continuation
No, these ones here, these ones behind, okay? Got a long way to go, guys. Keep it under
from the
control.
second half of the last test, Chris. Players getting a bit testy already. The Hungarians don't want to walk away from this test losers yet again. They're a robust physical team, and they're not going to back down. Normally All Black.
Lewis gets a good look at a 3 there. Dicker will look to set the play up. They go into their triangle offense. Nice steal from Cornell David.
Well, Rampton hustled down the court. He said, I'm not going to give Cornell David 2 easy points. It grabs hold of his wrist. You'll see him come right in there, whack. You have to give it to Cornell David. He's such an energetic player. He's 30 years old. He's bounced around the NBA a bit, which means he's a very classy player. And yet he's still putting his body on the line, test after test. You couldn't ask for more effort from a big-name player, Chris.
Not at all. He's definitely been a star in the number of games out here, the Hungarians.
Cornell David breaks the scoring drought. Scores were locked on 19-15 until that free throw.
Good shot of Jeff Wilson in the crowd tonight. He watched the game in North Harbour, and he's here again tonight with girlfriend Nadine Harper.
Jeff Wilson was once coached in Southland by the present Tall Black coach Tad Baldwin. He was a very promising basketball player until rugby stole him from us. It's not fair.
Boucher goes to work down low and loses the handle.
Martin Bader finished it off but couldn't get the 2 points. Paul Henare passes it out to Willie Burton, who goes straight to the basket. Ageless Willie Burton with a class play. (2017) Tall Blacks down by 3. 3:08 left in the first period. Cross-court kick-out pass, and the ball doesn't drop. Zitku gets Martin Bader underneath, gets the rebound, puts it up, and he's fouled.
12. It went up the top, straight up. It's okay. It didn't hit any support though. Didn't. No, it didn't. It hit the side of it. Hit the side. No. The top. Well, the top that's next to the shot.
And what the players are talking about is the ball will go up, and it hits the top. It lands on the top of the backboard, but it doesn't hit any strut, no supporting apparatus, so it's still in play. And Terrence Lewis for the Tall Blacks was arguing that it should have been out of bounds to the Tall Blacks. That's what all the discussion was about. And as usual, the referee has a final vote, the final say, as they should.
Bader's making a strong start in this game.
Yes, Bader's been a very strong player for them. 21 years old, 2.1 meters tall. Very good future ahead of him. Nice pass underneath. Burton just couldn't finish it off. Damon Rampton. One putback doesn't go down. Second one is blocked, and Hungary come away with the ball. Fodor misses it, but the putback, Martin Bader.
Does he want help? Does he want help?
Now Fodor is down on the floor. He collected an elbow, either that or a finger in the eye. He's stretched out on the floor. Well, with 2:32 left in the period, the Tall Blacks have called a timeout as we see the coach and the trainer working on Fodor. Let's go down to the New Zealand bench.
They're matching up with it, okay? But then you pop out, parents will be open in that area. The problem for us is getting the ball from there to there, okay? Okay? Willie, You're going to be open. You step closer. Just one little bounce pass right there.
Well, it's good to see that Gergely Fodor is off the floor. And if we see once again how this happened, Fodor went up, he fouled. I think he collected a finger in the eye. Kirk Penny purely accidentally got a finger in his eye, and Fodor collapsed. Yes, just before he made his move toward the basket. Andy wears contacts. We hope one of the contacts hasn't scratched an eye. It may have. A bit of insight. Good camera work. Play resumes. Tall Blacks in possession. Hungary now leading by 7 points. 24-17.
Lewis comes off and hits his jumper there. First 2 points of the game for Lewis.
Well, this is his home court, Chris. He should be pretty relaxed here at the Westpac Trust Center. He's scoring at about a 24-game clip in the Burger King NBL. Well, the Burger King International Trophy has just been, well, was won by the Tall Blacks.
Well, Lars Shimon with a fantastic drive there, going up over the big guys, lays it in.
Time ticking away here in period number 1, 141. Very physical game once again. Paul Henare backing in against Simone, protects the ball. Simone got a partial block on him. Cornell David pulls up. He doesn't drop it, but he's going to be fouled by Kirk Penny.
On this side, there's nothing on my side. Nothing from this side. There's nothing from this side, okay?
The Hungarians here looking to push the pace early. In the last test in Nelson, we saw them come out in the beginning of the fourth quarter and look to get up and down the court. Have done that at the start of this game tonight. They lead by 6 points.
David makes the first of 2, and it's a 7-point lead, 27-20.
Lewis with a nice feed down low to Damon. He nails his first jumper, first putback there.
That's got to give a player confidence. You make one of the first shots you put up after you come off the bench. Every player's dream. Ernest Sitku protects the ball nicely and collects the 2. Oh, T. Lewis for the big 3. A fadeaway jumper from beyond the 3-point line. Three referees for tonight's game, probably New Zealand's best. Stan Baddick, John Butler, and Dallas Pickering.
Yes.
I'm sure the players will be happy with that, Chris. They all appreciate good, sound, solid, definite refereeing, and these 3 guys will probably be the best there is. They certainly work well together as a combination.
We got the bonus here. Tall Blacks committed more than 4 fouls in this quarter. So every foul from now, the Hungarians will get to go for 2 shots from the free throw line.
Already, Cornell David has 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Now that's 5 for 6. The guy just doesn't miss, Chris. He's a bit like yourself. You had season after season of 90% plus from the free throw line. How do you do it, man?
Mental preparation. I reckon it's half of it is feeling confident when you go to the line. Kurt making a good strong move there. Rebound from Rampton. Unlucky with a putback.
Those baskets have to go in. They're like gimme putts. You throw for show and you put back for money, basically. 23 seconds left in the first period. Tall Blacks trail by 8, 32-24. They certainly want to nail a 2, at least a 2, maybe even a 3. Now they're running down the time. Now they'll look for Terrence Lewis or Kirk Penny. He's got it. Oh, what a shot. Just about on the buzzer. Simone puts up a long shot. It doesn't go down, but compliments of Kirk Penny's three-pointer. The Tall Blacks come back into the ball game, but they're still down 32-27. Game of statistics. Chris, what have you noticed in the first period already?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the Hungarians are looking to get out, fill the lanes and run the fast break. The Kiwis have got to do a better job of getting back on defense.
And one of the key statistics, I agree with you, one of the key statistics is field goals, that is shots from the floor. Hungary shooting an incredibly hot 65%. Now New Zealand's shooting 52%.
Penny just drained another three. They can't leave that guy open. He's too good a shooter.
That's 4 of 7 for the Tall Blacks from the three-point line. They're shooting 57%. Man, oh man, it used to be in the old days no one could put a basket in here at the Westpac Trust Center. The rings were just too tight, but not anymore.
I know Kirk Penny, I talked to him before the game. He likes the stadium, reminds him of the stadiums back home in the states that they play in.
Well, the transition game, as Chris was talking about, Kiwis made a steal. They couldn't get a fast break, but they set up something nice there for Pero Cameron, and Penny spins, puts it on the edge of the ring, and it doesn't go down.
Great work on the boards from Penny.
Tall Blacks have roared back into the game here. They're down by 2, 32-30. So many times we've seen the Hungarians give up a 10, 12-point lead. And once again they do it, but Thomas Common comes off the bench and drops a 3.
He had 4 threes in the last game as Pero goes to work down low there. Keeps it alive.
Well, once Pero gets his hands on the ball, nobody's going to take it away from him. He does look a little bit lacking in match fitness, but nice move to the hoop by Kirk Penny.
His game has just improved out of sight, Bob. Off the dribble, from the three-point arc. I'm really impressed with Kirk Penny.
Well, me too. I mean, I can't say enough about him. What a find. What a valuable asset he is for the New Zealand team. Paul Hinati, what good play from him. He spotted the gap, he put it into overdrive, and he went coast to coast and put it down.
Hinati there, just determined, goes to the rack. The foul was called before the shot, so it'll be sideline ball, Tall Blacks.
Effort like that should be rewarded. Should have gone down. He's a real veteran of the team, and he's still just a young guy, 23 years old.
Member of the 2000 Olympic team, Paul Hinati.
Let's go, quick.
And he played such a key role in the Goodwill games, and now he's going to be heading to Indianapolis. Certain of that. He's one of the battalion of guards we were talking about earlier. New Zealand has never been so well served in the guard line. Pero Cameron just barges his way to the hoop, and Rob Hickey with a big strong putback.
Hungary, they're just going to a zone. Tall Blacks got a good feed into Pero. Rob Hickey comes up with the offensive rebound. Nice little putback. Good job, Hickey.
35-34. Hungary's lead is shrunk to just 1. We've got 8:09 left in the first half. And already we've got 2 players who've kind of zipped out in front in terms of scoring. Kirk Penny for the Tall Blacks on 13, and Erno Zitku on 13 for Hungary. Unsportsmanlike conduct call. That's what used to be called an intentional foul on Pero Cameron. So this is going to be a couple of shots to Hungary and possession at halfway. We watch right there. Oh, ouch. Pero just lowered his shoulder. Gave a little bit of a push off, and Levente Gomez.
Just shows Cameron's strength. Levente Gomez is not a small guy. Just fell over like he was a little boy.
One shot.
Well, if anybody ever gets a chance to see how tall, how big a basketball player is, stand next to Pero Cameron sometime. We saw him standing next to Ron Cribb a couple of weekends ago, the all-black loose forward, and Cribb looked malnourished. Wouldn't John Mitchell like to see Pero Cameron decide to play a bit of rugby? 7:53 left in the first half. Tall Black still down, but only by 2. Gemmers puts his head down and barges in, and he's called for charging. You saw Dylan Boucher just waving to the young man with the mop right here.
Good defensive play here from Pero. Gets his body in front of him. Number 12 lowers his shoulder. Pero hits the deck. Good foul called.
That's a payback foul, Chris. Gemmers was on the receiving end of Pero's shoulder just a moment ago, so he says, I'll give you straight back. Pero hits the deck. Gemmers gets called for the foul.
Some substitutions made from the Tall Blacks. Dickel, Flavel, and Boucher all into the game as Pero makes a nice move baseline.
Very quick on his feet. Pero goes right around Gemmers, gets a good look. It doesn't go down, but he was fouled.
Cameron here just doing a nice little pivot in the post, in and out, gets a foul. Gemmers, 4 fouls now, I think, Bob.
Yes, he's in foul trouble, definitely. You're right, he's on 4, Chris. He buys a ticket to the bench, so he'll be cruising to Cowrie for a couple of quarters here, I would say. Fortunately, I guess in the coach's mind, he's not a starter, so it's not as though he's losing probably one of the top 5 or top key players in his lineup.
Cameron good with a second. He has 6 points now.
Scores locked, 36 all, 7:27 left in the first half. New Zealand, as they have done so many times, have fallen behind and come storming back to level the scores again. Next phase of play, who will we see zip into the lead? Cornell David's shot doesn't drop. The All Blacks, fast breaking, led by Sparky Dickel. Great pass inside to Boucher, and the pushing foul is from Cornell David. Doesn't like the call. He thought it was pretty clean.
Good vision here from Cameron. We saw in the last game in Nelson, he didn't score a lot, but he ended up with 5 assists in the game. Great pass of Pero.
The Hungarians were not particularly happy with the way the calls seemed to go against them in a tidal wave sort of fashion in the second half of the 4th test. A little disgruntled after that game, so they've come here tonight hoping that things will even out a bit. Dylan Boucher plays like a pinball machine. When he gets the ball, things start to light up, things happen. Pushes the Tall Blacks into the lead, 37-36.
Some substitutions been made. Polder, Winitana checks into the game, as does Willie Burton. As Dickel applies some pressure in the front court. Little bit of run and jump. It looks like the Tall Blacks have gone into a zone defense where they mark an area rather than a man.
Well, the selection series, I called it earlier, so Winitana's in. He's playing for a place in the team. But not more importantly, but just as importantly, Willie Burton getting court time. Terrence Lewis has had about 6 minutes. Now Burton, who's already had 3 minutes, comes in. Remember, there are 4 naturalized players. 1 will go to Indianapolis. Lots of competition, but it's healthy competition. Ed Book has played so well in the series. He's a 2.1-meter center.
Flavel from the corner. Kept alive from Winitana.
Now the shot went up. That should have reset the shot clock. I don't know what that hooter was for.
Thank you.
Hungary. Tab's a little bit disgruntled, shall we say, a little bit bemused.
Told me that it's gone before the hoop. Before it hit the hoop. There we go.
Okay, they say the hooter went off, the 24-second buzzer went off before the ball hit the hoop.
Flavel out front, applying some pressure on Balazs Shimon.
You got him. 4 hands this way. All over the arms, all over the arms. It's enough, okay, it's enough. Cut it out.
Well, the two players, Dickel and Fodor, talking with each other now. A bit of aggression creeping into the game, Chris. Both players have to just retain their composure. There's absolutely no reason to go off your nut at this stage of the game or at this stage of the series.
Yeah, I think that they're just playing intensely there. Mark Dickel's always been an intense kind of player, and, you know, his leadership and the way he gets fired up, I think the other guys, you know, they feed off that. And his energy level's always up there. That's why they call him Sparky.
That's right. Fantastic player in the NCAA in his years at UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Underneath, Martin Bader makes a nice move to the hoop and puts it down.
Great young player, Martin Bader. Good skills, can shoot from outside.
Boucher drags David to the hoop. Gets a shot off, but it doesn't go down. Sitku takes a length of the court pass and puts it down.
He continues to lead the Hungarians. He now has 15 points to lead all scores for the Hungarians.
Penny on 13 for the Tall Blacks. Sitku on 15. For Hungary, Boucher misses, but Willie Burton collects a rebound. A couple of little fakes underneath. Shot was nicely blocked, and Hungary ignite a fast break here. Gergely Fodor gets the 2 points.
Beautiful move from Fodor there. Swerved them in and out and finished with a nice layup.
What a fantastic tour this has been. The Hungarians have played 5 tests, and it's really given fans, basketball fans around the country, a real treat. Before the team heads overseas for a European tour and a warm-up before the World Championships, which begin in Indianapolis, August 28th.
Tall Blacks will be looking to run their out-of-bounds play. As we see there, Judd Flavel throws a nice pass into Winnie Tunner, can't quite grab it. Cornell David had his foot on the line, Tall Black ball. Flavel comes off shooting.
Had a good look. Tall Blacks retain possession. That resets the shot clock at 24.
Flavel for 3.
You see the players spiking the ball back in bounds, trying to keep it alive. Winitana had a hand on it. Boucher had a hand on it, but I think they actually got in one another's way. But if you can't get it cleanly, slap it back inside. Chances are one of your men will pick it up. Times when it's worthwhile taking that sort of risk. Oh, lovely little save there, Flavel.
Good solid defense here from the Tall Blacks as Mark gets fouled there by Fodor.
Such an energy player. Watch Dickel here. Fends off Gergely Fodor. Hop, skips, jumps, little swing. 2 points, just a practice toss, because it doesn't count.
In the open court, Mark Dickel was probably one of the quickest guards in Australasia.
I have to agree with you there. I can hardly think of anybody quicker. There'd be few players could match him. First 2 or 3 steps off the dribble. Makes you want to say, check those shoes. Are they legal?
Look for some pressure here to come from the Tall Blacks as they extend their defense.
Underneath, Cornell David just muscles his way to the hoop. Couple of tap-ins, and the second one goes down. It's a 44-40 lead to the Hungarians. Now that's good heads-up play. Dickel gets the ball and quickly races it up floor and catches the Hungarians slow on making the transition to defense.
Dickel getting all the way to the rack there. Ernie Sitka just tries to run in front of him, get in the way. He'll go to the charity stripe for 2.
You're right under the hoop.
Well, with 3:52 left in the first half, timeout is taken by Hungary. And they're in foul trouble. Gemesh has 4 fouls. Sitku, the captain, on 3. Fodor on 2. Nobody in foul trouble for the Tall Blacks. And Hungary leading by 4, 44-40. Hungary's got a couple of problems to solve. Varga down on the bench talking with his players. It's tough for a coach at this stage of the game. They're down and out in the series, Chris, 3-1. What do you do to get your players not just fired up, but playing something constructively that's going to bury the Tall Blacks tonight?
I think pride. The Hungarians will not want to go home to their country going down 4-1 to the New Zealanders. So I think, you know, the Hungarians have got a lot to play for here.
Well, the intensity, the control, the planning still going on in the Kiwi huddle. Players retain. Come back onto the floor. Kirk Penny, leading scorer for the Tall Blacks with 13 points.
He's a superstar back home in Wisconsin. He can't walk down the central city there in Wisconsin without people coming up to him. They all know who he is. Captain of the University of Wisconsin Badgers. And he'll go back for his senior year.
And we hope that at the end of next year, he'll be drafted into the NBA and become our second ever NBA player. Sean Marks, who's with the team, has been this whole series, but hasn't been able to play. He had one of his fingers operated on. It's very slow to heal, but he's going to go with the team to Europe and should be able to play, Ted Baldwin said, in just a couple of weeks. So it's a pity fans have missed out on watching Sean Marks. But we'll see plenty of him later in the year in the road to Indianapolis.
It's like a trap coming there in the front court.
Hungary by 2. Long three-point attempt by Gergely Fodor. Does not go down. Now Dickel puts his hand in the air. He's signaling to the other players what sort of offensive alignment he wants. And when he gets it over halfway, action begins.
Penny takes him off the dribble, drives the lane and lays it up. No defense there. Good job, Kirk. Recognized the opening. Sliced through to the basket.
Kirk Penny, a complete basketball player now, rebounds well, defends even better. Scores are locked on 44. He shoots a 3. As you just saw there, he can drive.
Bader from the top. No good.
Terrence Lewis back in the game for the Tall Blacks. Sparky Dickel kicks it back outside to Boucher. He's our three-point ace for tonight. Dylan Boucher loves to put up a 3, 1 or 2 a game, keeps the doctor away. Gergely Fodor closely marked by Kirk Penny, pushed out of bounds, just ridden out of bounds by Penny.
Nice pass there. Kirk just getting him with a little body push.
Well, he had his hands in the air saying they were not in the cookie jar. Subbed off. Dylan Boucher into the game. Terrell Cameron. Gergely Fodor, probably one of the most consistent players for the Hungarians, except Nelson. Did not have a happy time up there. But the guard pairing of Simone and Fodor has been very good in the series. Fodor had 2 points in Nelson after scoring 13 North Harbor, 20 in Palmerston North.
Hungarians now gone to a zone defense where they mark an area and not a man. Tall Blacks looking to work the ball around the perimeter. Lewis will say, hey, I'm going to shoot it, and drains another three-pointer.
T. Lewis lighting things up here. Happy to be back here in the palatial confines of the Westpac Trust Center. 47-46, the Tall Blacks lead by 1. Erno Folder counters with 3 of his own, and Hungary back into a 2-point lead. Lewis hits the deck quite hard there. He was tripped unintentionally by Cornell David. The foul is tagged against David right here.
Now Lewis can explode for a lot of points in a hurry. You can see there he's hit his second 3-pointer, gets the ball, he's thinking score. One of his strengths, takes it strong to the hole there and gets fouled.
So Lewis now with 9 points. Trails Kirk Penny, who's on 15. And for Hungary, the captain, 30-year-old Ernu Sitku, has 18. Cornell David, the workhorse, has 9. Marton Balder has 8.
Good job from Hickey to keep it alive there.
That's good heads-up play. Couldn't get two hands on it, so he bats it back outside. And Damon Rampton, nice little move to the hoop.
He slices to the hoop there. Good job, Rampton.
1:36 left in the first half. The Tall Blacks by 1. Seesaw game. Tall Blacks led 32-27. The end of the first period. Martin Bowder backing in against Hickey. Hickey blocks the ball nicely.
Great block from Tap Dog.
Hickey tried to make a nifty little pass, but it was stolen, and Cornell David will save it. 1:11. Tall Blacks give it off to Terrence Lewis. He's got the hot hand, and he nets it. That's his third 3-pointer.
Canterbury crowd getting right behind Lewis. Plays here for the Canterbury Rams.
Field goal shooting has fallen off just slightly here in the second period, but Gergely Folder not feeling any effects there from the poke in the eye. Nets a 3-pointer. We got a timeout taken by New Zealand. 39 seconds left in the first half. The Tall Blacks lead by 1, 53-52. Ted Baldwin will be laying down the offensive and defensive law, and we'll listen to it.
All right, listen up. I want to get 2 for 1 here, okay? On the first play, I want to run in just a simple fade screen. Pirro and Paulie right there. Okay, Paulie, you're coming off. Pirro, you fade back, looking for the 3. Okay. T-Lou, you start right under the basket. Damon, tap. You're on the post. Okay. You go with the ball. Okay, go with the ball. You've got that as an option. You turn the corner. David, as soon as you that go away, he won't step up. He goes away from you, step up. David, you go right to the corner and lay it up. Okay? Your man pinches, it's to you. Stay down. Your man pinches. Okay? Last possession, I want to run XL. Okay? XL. You got T-Lou on the weak
Tab
side.
is going over offensive and defensive moves. Chris, what did you pick up from that?
Well, he wants them to run a 2-for-1 play, which means there's 39 seconds on the clock. Look for a quick shot from the Tall Blacks so that they get another possession.
Well, that shows you what basketball is all about. There's so many stoppages in time and timeouts taken. 39 seconds is a long way to go. So Tall Blacks want to get up a quick shot, make it perhaps.
Cameron for 3.
And now they've still got time for one more possession. Hungary has to give up the ball, take a shot, and it might give the Tall Blacks another 5 or 6 seconds to get off the last shot in the first half. We're down to 13 seconds. Oh, nifty little turnaround lefty. Simone.
Great touch from the guard there.
Here we go, just what the Tall Blacks wanted. Erno Sitku picks up his 4th foul, I believe. He's in foul trouble. Boom. He was stationary, it appeared to me. But the referee saw it differently, and this is just what the Tall Blacks wanted. A chance to score the last 2 points of the first half.
Captain of the Hungarian team, Ürnő Sütke, having a good game offensively, but in a little bit of foul trouble.
Disaster for the Hungarians. So with just 1.8 seconds left in the first half, Sitku picks up foul number 4. He fouled out of the 4th game, and that really hurt them offensively. In the meantime, Hanare makes both free throws. It shoves the Tall Blacks back into a 1-point lead. A desperation, spectacular hook shot from Pero Cameron falls short. At halftime, the Tall Blacks by 1, 55-54. We'll take a break. First half, the Tall Blacks led by 1, 55-54, and Kirk Penny and Terrence Lewis have really stepped up tonight. Sitku has 18 for Hungary. He's led the team a couple of times in this series. Assists, of course, we expect Mark Dickel to be right up there. He's got 3, but look at Pero Cameron. Just showing his versatility. He's on 3, and Simone, the little guard, the left-hander for Hungary, he's got 4. Rebounding. New Zealand out-rebounding the Hungarians, 24-17 overall, and Damon Rampton has 5. Common and Bonner for the Hungarians. Isn't it great to see support coming from the All Black coaching staff? John Mitchell, Chris Tupu.
Yeah, apparently both Tab Baldwin and Nenad Vucinic spent a couple of hours with John Mitchell and Robbie Deans last night. And in fact, Tab Baldwin has done a little bit of work over the last few months with some rugby coaches around the country.
Okay, well, that's great. The Preps are seeing the light. Here we go. Start of the second half. The last half of basketball in the 5-match test series. Boucher kicks it out to Kirk Penny, who starts it very nicely with a 3.
He continues the onslaught from outside there, Penny.
I can't say enough about Kirk Penny, Mark Dickel, Pero Cameron. Don't you just love this team? Sitku off the glass, it doesn't go down. The biggest crowd ever to watch a basketball game in Christchurch, enjoying every moment of the final game of this international series. 4,500 people. The place is full of youngsters, many of whom are already basketball devotees. 58-54, Tall Blacks. Kirk Penny spins. Oh, I thought that was in, but he was fouled. He pushed and he'll walk to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Penny in the off-season in Wisconsin put on a few pounds. Apparently he's very, very strong. I had a weight room workout the other day with Nenad, and very impressed with the improvement and strength that Penny has shown. Now that helps his inside game and his low post moves, which he's required to do over in Wisconsin.
That's right. Wisconsin, one of the premier teams in the Big Ten the last few seasons, emphasized defense first and shots off of good moves, picks, offenses second. Lunch bucket basketball.
Penny has 20 now to lead all scores for the Kiwis.
David gets it over halfway for the Hungarians. Defensive pressure from New Zealand, quite impressive here. But Thomas Common got around Robert Hickey and made a nice little reverse layup. Martin Bonner is a big man, but he can handle the ball. Almost a steal to the Tall Blacks. Tall Blacks into a 4-point lead here, 60-56 early on in period 3. Tall Blacks led by 5 at the end of the first period. They led by 1 at halftime. Sitting on a 4-pointer right now. Ürnő Sitku. Now in the first half, our statistician told us that Sitku was sitting on 4 fouls. In fact, after checking with the official score bench, he's only on 3.
Penny's on fire. He's come out shooting, nails his first 2 jumpers. I don't know what they're thinking, Bob, when they leave him open like that.
Well, they know him by now. He certainly put up a 30-point effort once before, so they certainly know the guy can shoot. I guess defensive assignment, somebody loses their man or he comes off a pick, he's free for an instant, he doesn't need much, and he's such a pure shooter. Simone forces a three, not a very good shot, and it gives New Zealand a chance to fast break.
Oh, wonderful feed there from Cameron.
Boucher was shocked. He was all alone. He got this nifty little pass. He couldn't believe it. No one around him, and he missed the easiest of two.
Barter comes up with a putback.
What?
I'll get him.
Leave the ball.
Huh?
That's the warning.
Ball to come off. Come on. Erno.
Baldwin there just getting angry at the referees, trying to work them.
That's right, Rob.
When a basket is scored, the ball must not be touched from the other opposing team. And that's what Tab's getting upset about, and rightly so. Warning's been given. The next time they do it, it'll be a technical foul.
You're quite right. Tab is working the referees. Coaches do that. They like to soften up the referees, plant an idea in their mind, not for right now, but for 3 or 4 minutes down the road. Psychological games going on everywhere.
Good pass there from Balazs Simon. And Rob Hickey gets called for a goaltending.
Penny looking quickly for a three-pointer. Ball was on the glass, and once it touches the glass or the hoop, it can be swatted away, which it was. And Zitku finishes off a fast break, which brings Hungary back to within one, 63-62.
All Blacks will just look to settle things down here a little bit, run their offense.
Inside pass goes astray. Boucher, as usual, diving for it, trying to save it. Well, a couple of turnovers, and suddenly momentum has swung back Hungary's way once again, Chris.
Hungary, not the team to give any freebies to.
Cornell David determined to get the ball down to the baseline. A bit messy, but Zitku comes up with it, puts it off the glass for 2 more points for him.
Good strong power play there from Ernu Zitku. Boucher goes to the hoop. He's called for the offensive charge. The captain there leading the way for the Hungarians. Stepping in, putting his body on the line.
Boof. Boucher lowered his shoulders. Zitku, or David, or was it Zitku, had position there. Stationary for just that instant. Boucher a little disappointed there. But it's not going to bother him for long. It's out of his mind already, and he's already hunting the next opportunity to pick off a pass. Zitku sharing a little conversation with Tab Baldwin.
Cornell David goes coast to coast and lays it in. Hungary out to a 3-point lead here.
Well, as tense as the game can get at times, as aggressive as the players are in certain moments, I think there's quite a good feeling has developed between these two teams.
What's that, Dylan?
11 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Tall Blacks to put up their shot.
Dickel takes the ball off a pick from Rob Hickey, but couldn't get inside. 5:29.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
And just as the shot clock goes off, a foul is called. Cornell David very disappointed. They thought they played very good defense as Hickey gets the ball. Now he's got to put it up here. Boom. Right there. Cornell David said, nope, I had nothing but leather. And Rob Hickey is not wearing gloves. (64-66). Now it's 65, and the Tall Blacks trail by 1. 5:24 left in period 3. Seesaw battle, as most of the first 4 games have been.
Thank you.
Simone's shot doesn't go down. Erno Sitku. Now this is 4 fouls against the captain. Pretty sure about that. Even our statistician tells us so. So foul trouble. Gemez and Sitku for Hungary on 4 fouls. Nobody on the Tall Blacks beyond 2.
Lewis and Henare check back into the game.
Ted has the luxury of rotating his players quite freely. Everybody's doing the job, and Kirk Penny again with another big 3. What a complete player he's developed into.
Paul Henare's shoes come off here, so they're taking a little timeout.
Well, a basketball player without one of the shoes on is just worthless. You cannot get any grip on the wooden floor. So Henare lacing up those spectacular looking new boots. And play resumes. 4:44 in the 3rd period. Yergey Poder closely marked out front. Kiwis have played good defense in patches. Batter's shot doesn't go down, and Damon Rampton, who sat out the last game with a back injury, comes rebound.
From the corner there. Great work on the boards from Damon Rampton. Gets a rebound at one end, comes back down, gets another one at the other end.
Good call, Chris. You're right. That's 100% effort. Rebound one end, get the points off a rebound on the other end. 69-68, Tall Blacks by 1. What a feast New Zealand basketball fans have had the last week and a half. We hope there'll be more series, international series of just this kind. Ted would love to send the Hungarians home with 4 losses and extolling the virtues of the Tall Blacks, so more European teams will come down here and play not just Australia, but New Zealand as well.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Kick out to Lewis for 3. Money time.
How many 3 points do we have? 10 of 20 from 3-point territory for the Tall Blacks. 30 points, and we're still in the 3rd period. 30 points off 3-point attempts. Terrence Lewis called for reaching in.
Feed by Shimon in there to Cornell David. He just gets hit on the arm.
Cornell David on 11 points. The hard-working tower forward for Hungary. Hungary still shooting 54% from the floor. That's fantastic. Gemez is thundered. And Rampton, number 12, will pick up the foul.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
That puts Rampton on 3. Nice little pass there. And Rampton thunders him, and Willie Burton built a wall around him. Nowhere to go, but he gets 2 free throws for his effort.
And one.
Actually, a very even game. Kiwis shooting 47% from the floor. Hungary 54. Foul's going to be tagged against Simone, who's just having a nightmare night against Mark Dickel. Dickel is just a little bit quicker. Levente Gemez, player you saw just there.
Henare again. Seeing that nobody's home. Putting his head down, determined. Drives to the lane and gets fouled on the way. Nails the first one.
The Kiwi guards playing heads-up basketball. We got enough speed in this team. They just spot a gap and go for it. And Robbie Deans would certainly be happy with what he's seeing here. let's hope that the All Blacks do a bit of this tomorrow night against the Australians.
Tall Blacks edge out to a 5-point lead as David shoots from the corner.
Winatana in the game for the Tall Blacks got his hands to that ball but couldn't control it. Hungary, nice little pass underneath. Levente Camis misses it, but the weak side rebound goes to ever-present Martin Butter. Back out it comes Willie Burton, who's very happy playing out there. He can shoot the three with the best of them. Tall Blacks throw it away. Burton faced with a one-on-3. He actually got his hand to the ball, almost got a good block on that shot, but he was called for the foul.
Good little fake here coming from Fodder. Just fakes the pass off, goes through with his left hand. He's got some good skills, this guard.
2 shots.
2 minutes, 3 seconds left in the third period. And once again, Hungary, just when we thought they were about to fade away here, come back. The free throw doesn't go down. They're 11 for 16 from the stripe, shooting 69%. Gergely Coder will put up the second one. Misses them both. Oh, that hurts. When you're coaching, that's one thing you want your players to do. And
Winatana explodes to the hoop there and lays it up. One of the features of his game is his athleticism as he gets his hand to a steal there. Good job from Paolo Winatana. He hasn't seen a lot of time. He's definitely made the most of it when he's on the court.
Well, Tall Blacks pressing offensively at the other end, make another mistake, a turnover. They've got 19 turnovers. That's one aspect of the game a coach will never be happy with, and I'm sure Tab will hammer that point home again. We're in the third period, and the Tall Blacks have 19 turnovers. Hungary have 18. So it's even in that respect, but it's far too many if you're going to be a winner in international basketball. It's always a problem with these new shoes. First it was the left one. Now we'll lace up the second. Kiwis not too excited, as you can see there. They're pretty laid back, I suppose. They're only sitting on a 3-point margin. See, I'm already predicting a win here, Chris. We've been lulled into a sense of security here with a 3-1 series lead. Tall Blacks by 3. Harrow puts it on the ring, and Willie Burton just couldn't get the putback.
Shimon looking to push the pace here.
Cornell David down the lane, and Willie Burton trying to draw a charge is going to be tagged with the foul.
David here making a nice move to his left. Willie Burton, I think, just sticking his hand there into the cookie jar at the last minute there.
Well, you called it right, Chris. I think Willie's feet were stationary, but he had to reach into the cookie jar, see what was there with his right hand. Gets a foul for his efforts. Free throw shooting for Hungary falling away here, 12 for 19. By contrast, the Tall Blacks are 18 of 21. That's got to be a good omen. Although percentages do change quite markedly from game to game. It's an aspect of the game you want total consistency in. Henry controls the ball on the spin dribble. Terrence Lewis.
Great feed from Burton. Good little fast break. Pass, layup.
Time ticking down. 17 on the shot clock. 24 seconds left in the third period. Tall Blacks by 4, 78-74. Hungary running down a bit of time, and now they'll play for one of the last shots. Nicely blocked by Paul Henry. Beautiful play. Pero Cameron, long pass ahead. Lewis gives it off to Winatana. He gets 2. Wonderful little understanding. Lewis and Winnetana. So at the end of 3, it's an 80-74 lead to the Tall Blacks. And here's how they got that 6-point lead. Long pass ahead. Lewis passes up the 3 and gives it to Winnetana.
Great finger roll there.
Well, Chris Tupu, a touch of sadness, I feel. We've got only 10 minutes more of this very, very exciting international series with Hungary left to play. Tall Blacks leading by 6, 80-74. And one of the reasons you see there is Kirk Penny. Great, outstanding shooting guard. 25 points already.
Tall Blacks starting this quarter with Flavel, Dickel, Hickey, Burton, and Lewis. Lewis having a good game thus far with 17 points off the bench.
A farewell quarter of the Hungarian tour. What good tourists they've been. An absolutely perfect team to have here. Robert Hickey says goodbye, Hungary.
He slams it home with a nice feed from Flavel. Gets the Tall Blacks off to a good start in this 4th quarter. Crucial that they get this win. Last game in New Zealand before they head off to Europe and then to Indianapolis.
Levente Gamesh.
The ball's here. The ball's
Number
here.
12, big player. One of the veterans in the team, 29 years old. Tall Blacks by 8. Terrence Lewis, what a good game he's had tonight. He's had 17 minutes of court time. One of the 4 naturalized players fighting for that one available position. Simon on the run. No fast break there. That's good transition defense from the Tall Blacks.
Yeah, a lot better, Bob. Got to watch that in the 4th quarter. And Nelson, the Hungarians came out running.
Levente Gamesh didn't get the score. Underneath Hickey, bounce, goes straight to the hoop.
Great job from Rob Hickey. Good little power dribble. Goes up strong and finishes well.
Yeah, Rob's having a good game. He's in double figures. He's got 12 tonight, Chris.
Yeah, and I'm impressed with the way Rob just hangs around down there, gets his little pass off, goes up strong. As we see Sipku put up another 3. No good.
Dickel with a foot race takes it inside. You saw the gleam in his eye. He wanted to get around Thomas. Come on. Common fouls him as he's going past him, and Dickel is fouled.
Good recognition here from Sparky Dickel. Can see there's no one home again. Forces the issue and gets all the way to the rack.
Relax, guys.
If there's an opening, and it only has to be the merest of openings, Dickel will go for it. And so often he puts teams in trouble by scoring a quick 2 points, often before 3 or 4 of their players even get back over halfway. Tamp's looking pretty composed right now. Happy man. What a great job he's doing with the Tall Blacks.
Terrific program that Tab Baldwin and Nina Gutrinich have put together.
84-74, biggest lead of the night. 10 points, Tall Blacks. In it goes to Hickey. T. Lewis. One of the few he's missed all night. Lewis with 17 points for the Tall Blacks. Cornell David trying to do everything now, and Willie Burton is called for a foul. David behind his back dribbling. This is a man who's 2.08 meters tall. Great ball handler, tons of NBA experience. Sitku lights it up.
He continues to have the hot hand for the Hungarians as he knocks down another jumper from the top of the key. Hungary here have gone to a zone where they mark an area and not a man. Let's see what the Kiwis do. Work it around the outside.
As they say in cricket, a captain's knock from Captain Erno Sitku.
The ageless Willie Burton lets fly with a 3.
Tall Blacks by 11, 87-76, 7:26 left in the game. Can Hungary make one more run at them? They're going to have to do a little bit better than that. The Tall Blacks score here. It's big trouble for Hungary.
Oh, what a move by Mark Dickel. Had the bigger Levente Gemes on him. Took him to the hole, a nice dish off.
Here's the class of the little man. You notice he doesn't even look when he makes a pass. It doesn't mean to say he didn't see the guy.
He knew exactly where Rob Hickey was.
Precisely. Weak side rebound goes to Willie Burton. Couldn't quite get it to Sparky Dickel.
Good hustle. I like the way Willie Burton's been working in this fourth quarter. Gets a good round of applause there as we get a good shot of Mark Dickel.
Nenad Vucinic, the coach of Nelson, the assistant coach for Tab Baldwin. What a good team these two have made. Very astute basketball coaching mind. Two of them, in fact. Good combination. And the results are showing. Have shown, in fact.
No, Joe, you stopped him going to get the ball. He wanted to go, you held him.
89-76, 13-point lead, largest of the night. The fans love it. 4,500 people have turned up tonight to farewell the Hungarians and applaud the Tall Blacks. Send them on the way to Europe for what we hope is a successful warm-up series before they head to the World Championships.
Mark finds Penny open in the corner. He drives another three-pointer.
Don't you love this game, and don't you love that shooting?
Good recognition there from Mark Dickel. Again, finding the open player as David gets free underneath and lays it up.
92-81. Penny fakes a three and gives it up. Tall Blacks looking pretty secure, very composed at the moment. They're not going to give up the ball cheaply.
Got to get a shot up here. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Flavel puts up a three. Oh, that's all dropping for the Tall Blacks.
Ah, that's great schoolyard basketball. Your turn, my turn. Let's share it around, and everybody's throwing threes. 95-81.
Tall Blacks just getting the advantage here in the fourth quarter.
And there's one of the reasons Hungary has had such a long row to hoe. Every time one of the big guys gets the ball, somebody's right on them. In this case, David is double teamed. Boom, right there. Flavel comes from the weak side to help out. Pays for it by being knocked down, but that's really makes a long, hard night for the big guy like Cornell David.
Cameron checks back into the game as David rolls to the hoop with a nice little finger roll.
David's seen a lot of that. You see his class there as he comes straight back. Makes a nice little move inside. 95-83, 12-point lead. Tall Blacks, 5 minutes left in the series. What a wonderful venue for this tour to finish in. Westpac Trust Center in Christchurch.
They better get a shot up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. 4, the push, 2 shots.
Mark. That's enough though, okay? That's enough though, okay?
Dickel.
Yeah, a bit unlucky. I don't know where he called the foul there, but Stan Baddock obviously saw something.
Well, 4:59, just under 5 minutes to go in the series, and the Tall Blacks have called timeout. Mark Dickel wanders over to the bench to collect a few instructions from Tab Baldwin.
Dickel has played some outstanding defense in this series.
All right? We're up 12. What are we going to be up in 2 minutes? Come on, man. I want it to be 20, okay? We need to do that with tempo and with defense and rebounding. All right? You got it.
Come out there, we get there. Shoot screws there. Where are we doubling from? If we want to double, we got 3, 4 bounce screens from there.
Yeah, we can't allow that.
Weak side guard drops. Okay?
So I'm going, you go, and then I'll zone whoever's up there.
That's right.
I'll double from the top.
I'll double from the weak side. Okay, that's point guard. Okay? Hey, but let's deny that. You're on David.
David, yeah.
Yes, you're on David. You take it forward if you have to. Okay? But look, with this lineup, let's get up tempo. All right? We can run these guys in the ground. You got to run the show out there, all right? Talk, communicate, get the ball. Let's go. Have some urgency right now. Okay? Right now.
I like the message, Chris, the intensity, the relentless intensity coming from the coach, Tab Baldwin. In the words of W.C. Fields, never give a sucker an even break.
Yeah, he's talked about tempo, controlling the tempo, pushing the tempo. He wants an up tempo. He wants them up by 20. Instructions to the guard. You're running the show. Flavel out here running the point.
Tim is using the word communication. Players have to talk. They've got to talk to switch defensive assignments, to set up the offense. You don't play silently in basketball or in any sport, really, any team sport. You've got to be communicating with your teammates all the time. Tab wants 2 minutes from now the Tall Blacks to be ahead by 18 or 20. Let's see if that happens.
Hungary gone to a zone as Paula Wunitana finds some space and knocks down a nice little jumper in the lane. Some pressure coming here from Flavel.
That was a sweet little jumper from Wunitana, his first 2 points. Sorry, he's gone 6. I missed a couple in the first half. Cornell David, tireless, absolutely tireless.
Just unlucky there from Paula Wunitana. David makes a move. Paula's got his hands both up in the air. He got him on the arm there for the foul, so David will go to the line for 2.
I don't want to hear it.
Good effort, though, from Wunitana.
And you just heard one of the referees talking to the players saying, I don't want to hear any back chat.
Thank you.
It's another feature of this game, just like most other team sports. Referees get a little tired of all the back chat. Get on with the game. I was going to say, David is showing us an NBA player who's playing for his country, and that's motivation enough. You can't fault this man on guts and determination. He certainly left himself nothing in the gas tank in this series. Time ticking down, 4 minutes, 97-86. Tall Blacks by 11. Turnover goes there.
Oh, what a feed there. Unlucky Kirk just going too much off the glass there, but good feed from Flavel.
Well, Penny could hardly believe it, but often that happens when a player finds themselves remarkably left all alone under the basket. They'll often blow the layup simply because they're a little bit startled to be so free.
Boucher comes away as Penny spots up for another 3 in the corner. Good hustle there from Boucher.
Look, if there's a loose ball on the floor and 2 players are going for them, if one of them's Boucher, bet your house, a car, and a mortgage that he's going to get it. Mr. Hustle. Mr. Skin Your Knees. Mr. Do It All.
You see Perot working away inside here, getting good position. He gets the feed from Boucher. Goes up for the reverse, gets fouled. Good free throw shooter, Perot.
Well, Perot's sucking a bit of air there. He's not the fittest, but this is absolutely perfect for Perot Cameron. Game time to play himself, start playing himself more and more into shape. He's got all the wisdom, all the skills, all the moves. He just needs a little more fitness to go with it, because he's had a long, long layoff. But it's just terrific to see him back on the floor and getting game time, Chris.
Yeah, he plays in the off-season in England for the Chester Jets. As Foda gets open down the court.
Well, good defense from Kirk Penny. Tailed him neck and neck down the floor and prevented the fast break. Look at the pushing. Dickel, Simone. These guys know each other only too well now after a tough 5-game series. 2:54, time ticking down. 99-86. Sitku's turnaround jumper doesn't fall. Penny, I think, called for reaching in. Kirk Penny, Martin Botter.
Sitku puts up the shot. Barter's there. He gets fouled on the arm by Perot Cameron.
Got 2.
Cameron has 2 fouls. Excellent shooting touch from this young player from Hungary. 22 years of age. Shoots a three. He's got a pretty good post-up move.
One of the differences in the game, Tall Blacks shooting 87% from the stripe. That's 20 free throws out of 23 attempts. Hungary down a bit on their average. They're down to 68%, 17 of 25.
Hungary gone back to a man-to-man defense here as Penny thinks about another three. Oh, what a move from Penny. Doesn't get the roll.
Good little fake from Kirk Penny and then waltzed through the defense. But once again, I think he was so startled being so unmarked. He missed the layup. 99-88, 11-point spread here.
We've got to get a shot up quickly here.
What great tourists they've been. Chris, the Hungarians have fought hard in every game. They're not even giving up now, and they could pack it up and go home.
See, their shot clock violation as Fodder scrambles for the ball. Turnover, New Zealand's ball here.
Tab, once again, there's time on the clock. Tab is coaching, exhorting his players to do something else, do more, do less, faster, slower. What a great job he's done. The Tall Blacks, the toast of the town. Oh, beautiful block from Sitku. Dickel feeds out to Kirk Penny. Who else? Penny not having a happy fourth period shooting-wise. Attempted alley-oop does not go down for Erno Sitku. Ditko out to Terrence Lewis. Spike back outside. Come on, Mark, try one yourself. It's another assist, and Boucher collects the 2 points, and he actually turns and applauds Mark Dickel. What a nice gesture. Boucher knows all about it. He got the 2 points, but the pass was a beauty once again from Dickel. Dickel's on 7 assists. Anybody in the country watching basketball and you want to play basketball, watch Dickel. Whack. What a pass. That's an assist. And what great teamwork. Boucher turns and applauds his teammate.
We got 1:22 to go. Fourth quarter, Tall Blacks up 101-88. Boucher finds Hickey underneath. Push.
What a nice little move inside. Hickey was fouled, but watch this. Boucher, who just collected 2 points, compliments of a nice little pass. Look what he does. He just shovels a little pass to Rob Hickey for the big man to get a good shot.
Yeah, Hickey's just found himself in the right spot at the right time and on a number of occasions tonight. He's gone up strong, and that's what you want the big fellas to do. Try and keep the ball off the floor. They get those little handoffs underneath and go up straight away.
There's so many ways players can contribute in this game. Assists, defense, offense. It doesn't always have to be who scored the most points in the game. As we've seen the last couple of times up the court, fantastic understanding amongst the All Blacks.
It's Tall Blacks, that is, Bob.
Tall Blacks. Sorry, I'm thinking ahead to that test already. Shame on me.
Penny with a great baseline cut.
15, push, 1.
You can see here on the replay, Lewis finds a cutting Penny who lays it up. He'll get 1 shot from the charity stripe. He now has 30 points to lead all scores. Make that 31. Penny having a hot night.
Well, that equals his top score in this series of 31.
Oh, he goes to the hole again and gets another layup. And another one to come from the line. Penny just strong. Straight to the hole. Finishes with his left. Bit of a circus shot. It goes down. He knew where it was going. Fantastic stuff from Penny.
Well, he's good in the air. This is the Kirk Penny Festival. 33 points. Phil Jones, top scored in the series with 34. Penny can tie it. But again, I don't want to make too much about individual scoring. I much prefer to talk about the teamwork the Tall Blacks are showing. 1 minute left in the series. Tall Blacks slicing up the Hungarians in game number 5, 107-88.
Boda puts up a 3. No good. Bouncer comes down. He's been a workhorse this series, hasn't he, Bob?
Absolutely. Never tires. Well, he may tire, but he doesn't show it.
Dickel hits Lewis, who drains another 3 from the corner. The Christchurch crowd erupt. Plenty of support for the hometown player here.
4,500 adoring fans. Man, do we love this team. Sitku's shot falls short, 110-88. 22-point ball game. Tab, whoop, a smile creeping into his face. Good on you, Tab. What a job you've done.
I think, Bob, the Tall Blacks have shown us something every game. They've improved. That's what the coaching staff wanted.
Well, that's right. Hungary just has nothing else to offer. They've had a good tour. They've come south. They've seen what the Tall Blacks can offer. And again, what a nice gesture at midcourt. As Simone, who's battled all week and a half long against Mark Dickel, they shake hands. Tab Baldwin shakes the coach's hands of the Hungarian team. The Tall Blacks outstanding in this series. They win it 4-1. And this game, the biggest victory margin of the 5 games, 110-88.
The golden era of New Zealand basketball continues.
There's an indication, I think, of the good relationships that have developed between these teams after the game is played, even before, but not during the game. Competitive all the way.
In the last 3 years, we've seen the Tall Blacks go and compete well at the 2000 Olympics. Last year, we saw them knock off the Australians for the first time in 34 years, was it, Bob?
That's right. I think it was. Well, not 34. It was just under that, but certainly a long time, Chris. Now, this has been deemed called by Tab Baldwin the selection series. Normally, we would be ecstatic, absolutely ecstatic. A 4-1 win over an international team, and that would be it. Forget it for another 5 years. But this is a warm-up to really the big stuff to come. The team goes off to Europe, and then they'll finish up playing in the World Championships beginning August 28th.
Tall Blacks there just saluting this sellout crowd at the Westpac Trust Stadium in Canterbury. Great support, and I bet they were impressed with what they saw tonight.
Tab happy, congratulating his players. A toast to the town. The Tall Blacks, 110-88 winners over Hungary in the 5th test. Tab Baldwin, a happy man. He and Nenad Vucinic have done a very good job. Down to John McBeth.
Well, Mark, first of all, Mark, is this series given you basically everything you wanted as a build-up to Indianapolis?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I definitely felt like we improved every game. You know, everyone played hard, and we were able to win 4-1, so that's a great achievement.
Yeah, what were the benefits, the main benefits, do you think, to the team through the 5 matches?
I think we just got familiar with playing the style of game, and we're going to have to play a lot of the world champs. You know, we know we're going to have to play tough defense if we want to win games, and we were able to really improve defensively throughout the series.
Okay, we've got Pero here, Pero as well. For you, we've got to ask you about the injury. You didn't look as though it was worrying you at all.
Yeah, it's coming along fine. It's just tough fitting in with such a great group. They're out there running hard, and you know, we've got some good scorers out there. Kirk Penny, Terrence Lewis tonight. You know, they can all shoot the ball, and just fitting amongst our scorers. You know, it's a bit different than usual.
Yeah. You were watching a lot from the sideline. Did you notice a big improvement as the series went on?
Just defensively, you know, we had a lot of, we had the mindset to go out and stop this team. They're a lot bigger than us, as you can see, and if they got position on us, it was over. So we had to keep them out of the key and pretty much force them to shoot contested jumpers.
Well, you've got big games coming up, of course, leading up to the World Championships. Has this build-up given you quite a bit of confidence now as you head overseas?
Yeah, I think so. The game was today, you know, it was a big game. The series is dead, so to come out and win it was, you know, extra special. We've got 3 weeks before we leave for Europe, and we've got a lot to do. You know, it's a lot ahead of us, and we need to go home and work.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, you enjoy the break. There's not much of a break. Good luck for overseas and Indianapolis.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Well, both captains established defense as a theme in this series. More reaction after this break. 14 of 29, 42 points off 3-point tosses.